Hi everyone. So I'm starting a new series about Microsoft Copilot Studio and the agents. In this video series, I'll be covering the basics of AI, theoretical part plus practical hands-on, where we are covering some of the agents that we can build using Copilot Studio Lite and full versions. First two, three video will be completely theoretical. So today's video will be understanding how Copilot works, what Microsoft Copilot actually is, and there are the different types of Copilot available. Then we are going to see what are the instructions, how we can write the effective instructions and why basically they are important. And then after that we are be developing some agents using the agent builder and the Copilot Studio. So for this video, let's focus on the agenda, like what Microsoft Copilot is, what are the difference between Copilot and Copilot agents, then how the agents is different from a application, what are the types of agents available, then how we can choose a right Copilot experience in order to develop something. And there are some use cases that Microsoft also have on their Copilot scenario library that we are going to see, like how different departments and the different domain can use the Copilot in order to improve their process. So when Copilot introduced, basically everyone knows like AI is not just for the developers or the technical persons anymore. Every normal users can interact with AI, build their own agents in any tool they want without using code with using code, depending on the complexity. So first thing, what is Microsoft Copilot, right? So Copilot, you can assume like it's a Q&A based platform, or we can say the AI for the Q&A. In Microsoft 365, you get Copilot integrated with multiple apps like Outlook, Excel, then we have the planner as well. So in that you get access to the Copilot where it will help you write some emails, reply to it, get a summary of all the emails. If you are working on Excel, then it will help you to write some formulas, work on some data analysis part. So this is a simple straight to forward Q&A type of Copilot we have. Even though if you go to Microsoft homepage, there you can chat, you can ask any question about any file. Now the benefit of this using Microsoft Copilot is it integrated with your Office 365 environment, right? Whatever the files you work with, whatever the emails you have, it have access to everything. So you can just work on it instead of downloading that document, giving that document to some other AI tool to work on it. Because sometimes what happen is some documents are confidential. You don't want your document to be exposed in other systems. So why not use Microsoft Copilot for it? It already have the access, right? So it's a simple platform basically. And when it comes to agent, actually they are a one step ahead of that, because it doesn't just answer, it will act on behalf of you, it will take some decisions, it will take some actions for you and some automate some process. It is like a chatbot also. So Copilot agent basically, if you know, like earlier, like if I can assume 2 3 years back, we say power virtual agents. Then it got renamed as a Copilot Studio builders, and then we say the Copilot agent we can build through it. But recently, Microsoft changed the terminologies to Copilot Studio Full and Copilot Studio Lite. So how to choose that experiences that we are going to see in the upcoming slides. So main difference between Copilot and Copilot agents are, so Copilot is a chat-based AI only. It helps user to quick answer, generate summaries or any questions they have. Copilot agents are designed for a bigger job, not just Q&A, but yes, to automate workflows, to manage the data, handling tasks end to end on behalf of users, or they can be completely autonomous. Now, how the agent is different versus the application. If you take an example of any application, let's say there is a IT helpdesk system. Okay. Now, you want to create a system on that ticket on that system, sorry. So the process will be, you have to click on some new button, you have to fill up all the form, title, description, priority of your issue, description of the issue, some images you wanted to attach, right? So it's a systematic process. If we build the complete system on the Copilot, user can naturally interact with your agent, right? So if we build a Copilot, and we gave some knowledge sources and we gave some database access to it, right? So in order to create a ticket on behalf of user, so with just natural languages you can interact with your Copilot agent. You can just tell the Copilot like, accidentally spill water on my laptop, what I need to do, right? So it will give you some step based on the knowledge source it has, or based on the training data it is trained on. Okay. Now, when it comes to ticket generation process, you don't have to fill up the form in the Copilot agent. It will analyze the conversation that you did previously, whatever the steps that you have mentioned, whether the user follows or not, whether they work for it or not. It will auto write those title description, and based on the description, it will analyze the priority of that issue, right? And it will create a ticket on the system on behalf of yourself, right? So this is how Copilot agents are different, where in agents you have the natural interaction process, but in application you have to follow the certain steps in order to achieve some result. When it comes to time, obviously when you interact with Copilot naturally, it will saves you time. You don't have to fill up the entire process, entire form again, because you already shared the information with Copilot. It will just take out those and fill up the form. But in the application you have to fill up everything manually, right? So there is no way like you can just tell them and it will create on behalf of you. No. When it comes to Copilot, flexibility has a lot. It quickly generates comprehensive summaries from the manual inputs. In the application, all processes completely manual. Now these are the Copilot agent types. So we have the three types, starting from the simplest to advanced types: retrieval, task, and autonomous agent. The retrieval agent is something that you can think about a Q&A chatbot. We just build an agent, provide knowledge source, user asks a question, gets the answer. That's it. Only retrieving the information, not taking any action on behalf of user or not taking action autonomously. Second thing is task-based agent. It will take a action when asked. It is not like it will just think about some action and it will do on its own. No, we have that kind of restriction when we do some agents. Now, task-based, that doesn't mean you cannot retrieve the information. Yes, you can retrieve. So think of a IT helpless system only. In the retrieval agent, you just have some FAQ documents like to tell users if you have some network issue, if you have some hardware issues, you just created a PDF for it, and there is a 50 to 100 questions. Like these are the normal questions generally user ask. So user can just go in, type their issues, they get answer. That's it. In task based, when user asks a question, gets answer from the Copilot. If that answer doesn't help users, the next step for the user is to create a ticket, right? So now in traditional process, they have to go to external system, any system you are following in your current company organization. They have to go there and create the complete process from scratch. Click on new, fill the title, fill the description again and again, all the entries. But using Copilot, in the same user interface, if you have, it will automatically connect it to your data sources when you configure the databases, and it will create a system on behalf of you. But before creating a system, it will ask you whether you would like me to create a ticket. Because what happens if you don't provide that instructions clearly, if you don't have that kind of restriction, every time user asks a question, it will generate a ticket. That's not necessary for each cases, right? Because you want to create a ticket only when user wants them to create it, right? So these kind of restrictions we have. Third option is autonomous agent. So they operate independently. So if you worked on Power Automate, you heard a lot of term like triggers. So any certain action happens, this agent will get triggered and do actions for your face. Just take an example here, like you have the customer support email, right? So customers send a lot of inquiries about anything, about your product, any information they want, any refund request they have, right? So every time that shared mailbox is monitored by multiple departments, multiple users, but every user has to check like whether this email is relevant for me or not, or this is relevant for my department or not. So the Copilot agent can be developed in such a way, whenever the email comes in that email box, the agent will get triggered. Based on the title, email body, it will analyze the root cause. It will analyze whom to forward this email, whom to assign the ticket. So it will forward that email to specific person only, not just entire people, because everyone has to manually check them, right? So here that Copilot is operating completely autonomously. Now we know what are the Copilot agents, type of their agent, but when you decide which agent builder to use. So we have two one. The first is agent builder, second is Copilot Studio. Now Microsoft rename it as a agent builder as a Copilot Studio Lite, and Copilot Studio builder is a Copilot Studio full now. So here just a simple image that I have taken from Microsoft Learn website. Here as you can see, they have given a step-by-step guide like whether this condition satisfies, then you have to choose this. If not, choose that. So first is your agent is external to your organization? If it is no, then choose a light experience. If yes, then choose a full experience. Whether the scope of the agent is open departments or within internal only, right? So if it's an internal purpose, light experience is the best for you. But if you want internal as well as the external people, so when I say external, that means the guest users or the visitors visiting your public website, right? Because every website you see nowadays have the chatbots interface. So that kind of thing you can only do with the full experiences, right? So these are the conditions. Simple term Microsoft applies that, right? You can just pause the video, take a look at the all the conditions how we can choose. But in the next slide I have given a proper summary. So Copilot Studio Lite and Copilot Studio Full, the first thing is when you want to build it for yourself or small specific team in your current organization or organization any, you can choose a light version. But if it is for the entire organization, for the external customers, go with the Copilot Studio full version. Light version is very simple to build. You don't have to write one single line of code. Everything will be the natural languages. You just tell Copilot what you want, it will automatically provide the description, instructions, and setup for you. In the full version, everything is customizable, obviously, because you want to have that kind of control there, right? Now, when Copilot Studio Lite, when I say like if you want to build some Q&A agents, like FAQ agents, like you can just build an agent, just create an agent, give some instructions, provide a knowledge source, and you are done. Just start using that agent. But when it's come to full, you want your agent to be retrieval based, Q&A based plus task based. That can be only happen through the full version now currently. These are some features. Again, you can pause the video, you can just take who are the audiences, are the content sources, what are the capabilities, right? And for whom these copilots are best for. So these are the thing that I have just told you. You can just pause the video and take a look how, or you can take a screenshot of it to explain it to anyone. So basically these are the interfaces. The first one you see the Copilot Agent Builder, the light version, and the second image, this one will be the Copilot Studio. So in the complete series, we are going to first take a look at the light experiences, how we can build the agents, how we can customize the instructions and all, and then we'll go some advanced part where we can build our custom agents using the Copilot Studio full version and integrate it with the multiple system, Power Automates, build autonomous agents and all. Then these are some domains and their subdomains, or we can say category, where Copilot agent can be helpful. The first one, if someone is in HR department, they would like to build an agent to help people or organization to understand their policies. Now, when I say policy, it's a one document, 100 document, anything. If you think about, if I try to read that policy document, right, without using this Copilot, I'll have to manually go through there. What if agent can be created and give all the document as a knowledge source, and just any user just come there and ask any question about that document? So this is how simple it is. For the sales also, you can build agents like lead generation, customer engagement. So if you have a competitor, you want to analyze their websites. So now in Copilot, it is not limited to the training data only. You can also take a reference from the web knowledge sources. So it is not limited to that only, correct? And for the customer service we have, and for marketing, if you would like to create a marketing plan for any XYZ brand under XYZ amount, right? So you can create and use the Copilot for this. So based on your depend complexity, you can choose the right Copilot experience. And I hope this video helps you a lot understanding what actually Copilot is, what Copilot agents are. And if you found this video useful, please like the video and subscribe, and also comment down your thoughts. If you have any question you have regarding this, I kept it very simple, very basics, in order to initial user who are just started onboarding on the Copilot, wanted to build some agent. So basically these things are really important, because it is not like I just want to build an agent, I'll go to copilot.com, started building my own agent. This foundational knowledge is always necessary in order to build the agents, right? Because every time Microsoft announce something, there are lots of changes is going on, right? You have different kind of experiences, different ways to create an agent, but choosing the right way will only help you, right? Because if it's a personal agent, that will be fine, but if you are doing it in an enterprise level kind of thing, choosing the right thing will always help you a lot, and that is very important in the early stage only. If you build a copilot like it is 50% completed, but then you remember, oh no, that's not the case, I need to switch to that, so that will be difficult for you and the entire organization and the process as well, right? So if you have any questions, any comments, you can just drop it down in comments. Thank you.